Have you ever wanted to practice your hacking skills, but in a totally safe, controlled way, without bricking your own machine or spending days just getting set up? Well, today we're going to do exactly that. We're building a personal pen testing lab from scratch, and we're going to do it super fast using Docker. Seriously, if you've ever tried to set up a proper cybersecurity lab, you know the pain. You're juggling virtual machines, wrestling with network configs, hours, even days just vanish. But what if I told you that you could have a fully functional lab ready to go in just a few minutes? That's exactly what we're about to do. So, here's our game plan. First, we'll get to know our main tool, Docker. Then we'll cruise through the must-know commands. After that, we'll actually build the lab. And then comes the fun part. We'll scan our target and launch a real exploit. Let's get into it. Okay, first things first, let's talk about the core tool that makes all of this possible. We're talking about Docker, which is basically going to be our virtual playground for this entire setup. So what is Docker, really? The easiest way to think about it is like a set of digital Lego blocks. It's a platform that lets you run applications in these completely isolated little boxes called containers. This is perfect for us, because it means we can build both an attacker and a victim machine right on our own computer, totally sandboxed with zero risk to our actual system. Now, to actually work with these containers, we need to speak their language. So let's quickly cover a few essential commands you'll need to control your new lab. The first one you'll probably use all the time is Docker PS. Think of it as just tapping Docker on the shoulder and asking, hey, what do you have running right now? And this is what it gives you back, a neat little list of all your active containers. It's like a live dashboard, so you can see at a glance what parts of your lab are online. Okay, so you can see your containers, but how do you get inside one? That's what this command is for, Docker exec. This is your key to the front door of your virtual machines. Running this command pops you right into an interactive command line, a shell, inside a running container. This is how you'll take the wheel of your attacker machine or go exploring on the victim machine. And now for the real magic. This one command, docker compose up-d, is what brings our entire lab to life. It just reads a simple configuration file and builds everything for us. It's awesome. This command tells Docker, hey, fire up all the things, the attacker machine, the victim, the network connecting them, and just run it all quietly in the background. It's incredibly powerful and saves a ton of time. All right, enough theory. We know the tool, we know the commands. Let's get our hands dirty and actually spin up this pen testing lab. Getting this started is so simple. All you do is go to the right folder, run that one Docker compose command we just learned, and then use Docker PS, just to double check that your containers are up. 3 steps, and bam, your lab is online. Okay, with our lab running, it's time to put on our ethical hacker hat. The very first step in any pen test is reconnaissance, gathering intel about our target. So let's start scanning. We're going to use a classic tool called Nmap. The first command on the left is a wide scan. It's like walking down a street and just checking which houses have their lights on. But the second command is way more detailed. We're focusing on one specific house, port 21, and we're asking, hey, who are you and what software version are you running? That version info, that's the crucial clue we need. We've done our homework, and we've found a vulnerability. Now for the really exciting parts. It is time to launch our exploit and get access to that target machine. We're using the Metasploit framework for this. It's a beast of a tool. The process is super logical. First, we start the tool. Then, we search for an exploit that matches that vulnerable surface we found. We select the one we want, we tell it our target's address, and then we just hit go. And if everything goes to plan, total success. You will get a root shell on that target machine. That means you have the highest level of admin access possible. You're in. And here is the proof. The second that exploit works, you can run commands directly on the victim machine. Typing who am I confirms you are the root user. Uname A spills all the system details. This right here, this is that moment of victory in a pen test. And just to leave no doubt that we have total control, we can do something simple like create a file. The touch command creates an empty file. So by making one called I was here, we're planting a tiny, harmless flag that proves we have complete access. And there you have it. In just a few minutes, you went from zero to building a lab, scanning a target, and getting root access. But the most important thing to realize is that this is just the beginning. This lab is now your personal playground. You've just run your first exploit. So the real question is, what will you test next?